Yeah.
Today on Shredding Spree, we're back up in Bass Lake, California, riding the 007 trail again. As you'll soon find out, the snow on this day was a little too much for my level of motivation for this particular ride. But the bottom of the run was still rideable, and I ended up having a fun mini session on a little bonus line towards the bottom. I actually rarely stop to take a second run at something because I often only budget just enough time to get my loop in. So this was actually a nice change that I think I'll try to do more often and with greater detail when filming rides.
This area just got more snow. I picked a heck of a day to see if it was faster to climb this single track than coming up the double track. It's definitely not going to be faster today. It's been getting sun throughout the day. It's a little crunchy on top. Gives you the illusion that you can pedal through it. Other times it just grabs you. We started climbing today, it was about 34 degrees, so I was like being very prepared. Arm warmers, long sleeve cotton jersey, and a flannel on. And about 15 minutes into the ride, I had to peel off those arm warmers. I'm from Southern California, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing in the cold. Amateur, right? Well, regardless of how snowy and how much I'm having to push going up, I think we'll be good going down. Gotta keep the eyes up though. Some of the trees are hanging down a little lower than usual. I already encountered a bit of deadfall a little further back on the trail. Did some half-assed trail work. Just tried to break enough branches and move them out of the way so that it's passable. Speaking of passable, I don't think this is gonna fall into that category on the way down. Am I in for another determination day where I come out and push my bike around the woods? Kind of wish I had those high top 510s right now. Socks are getting thoroughly icy. The bright side is I'm not cold. Being cold sucks. This thing looks a little too big for me to just drag out of the way, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, no way. Holy cow. I don't even feel like I gained that much elevation from when I started. And this is properly snowy. I'm not sinking into it with my feet. See all those footsteps? Is the snow that shallow or is it just getting hard enough? I'll be sure to keep the GoPro rolling because I think if I try to blitz some of these snow sections, you're gonna see some crashes. Gotta change mindset. This is gonna be that kind of bike ride today. So they haven't gotten snow here for about a week, and it's pretty clear that nobody's ridden it since then because they're all smarter than me. I just look at the forecast, I'm like, oh, hasn't snowed in a week. I'll bet it's running great. But look at that. Oh, I don't think a mountain bike ride is happening today. Yep. This is the part where I turn around. Okay, abort mission. Yeah, pushing bike downhill. Woo! And then it gives you the illusion like, oh, I might be able to sit on the seat right here and pedal out. I'm a funny guy. I'm keeping in mind also that the last time I tried to ride in snow that was this deep, it was actually deeper than this. I actually ruined a derailleur by doing it, so if I feel more resistance than normal on the cranks today, it's an indicator to stop. Don't try to power through it because I twisted a SRAM derailleur because the pulleys were jammed up with ice. Chain was partially off and then it just twisted the mechanism. This is the part where somebody that lives in a snowy climate is going to look at the video and say, you should get a fat bike. And I'll agree, that's what those are for. Like, see that trench? I'm just digging. I can show people I tried. Let's get out of here before I get rolled by a bear or something. Probably lose interest when he sees how salty I am. I might get like 3 minutes of actual ride time. So let's enjoy it. Whoa! I'm gonna go over the bars and this stuff. Hey, pretty good. Yeah, take it. Take what you can get. Woo! Oh boy. Haha. Sick. Sick. Ooh. Well, since we're not riding much trail today, I'm gonna backtrack to right there because that lip looks like someone built it up and there's a bit of a gap. You can catch the downside of something. So let's make the most of what we got. So right where that rock is, and then you look to where that bump is up there, you come down that pretty hot. You might be able to boost off of this, try to land right in this area, set you up real fast. So let's see if I got it. I don't want to land right on that rock for obvious reasons. Setting up for that thing, I think I got to stay on the right side when you're going down. I just rode the left. It's got like a little dip and drop scenario. So it looks like if you come in it from the right side, it's got a good downhill, help you pick up a little extra speed. So we'll get right up to this sunny spot here, flip it around. Yeah. I had to stretch it out a little bit. It's funny how big things can look when you sit there and stare at it, or you look at it from the opposite direction, but then you ride it from downhill or from up the hill with a head of steam, and suddenly you're just right over it. And that's kind of why when I look at stuff like that, but not necessarily like that, like bigger, scarier stuff, I try not to look at it for too long, because it's easy to psych yourself out. You definitely don't want to be reckless, but usually if I take one run at it and I can visualize it when I get close, that's enough for me. Give it one good spot. So if I sit there and think of all the stuff that can go wrong, it starts to get unreasonable, and you're just gonna ruin it for yourself.
I would tell this to anyone who always feels like they ride better when they're behind somebody. I think that actually happens because the rider in front of them takes some of their attention off of themselves, which finally lets them loosen up and just ride rather than thinking too critically about what they're doing, which can kind of get in the way of their progression. I've been riding bikes in the dirt since I was 9, but that doesn't make me a coach or anything, so I don't know, maybe take that with a grain of salt.
And if you can let your mind get into that flow state, you'll just have a better time. Well, that's it for the mountain biking today. Sorry. That was pretty fun though, even if it was only 5 minutes. Thanks for watching me do that one jump. And we'll catch you on the next one. Be sure to, I hate saying this, you know what? Don't subscribe. I don't want a bunch of you guys hanging out around here.
Well, by this time, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm dealing with some post-ride stoke, so I'm being silly. But definitely like and subscribe. I'd love to see you back here again, and you won't want to miss some of the stuff we got coming up. But until then, keep shredding.